In many families, the youngest child carries a familiar reputation: the lucky one, the easy one, the spoiled one. From the outside, it looks like comfort, but psychology asks a different question. What role was actually assigned, and what did it cost? It's about a pattern most families repeat without noticing, and rarely examine. Families don't just raise children, they organize them. Over time, each child occupies a psychological position: the responsible one, the achiever, the difficult one. And almost automatically, the youngest becomes the baby. Not simply younger, but perceived as less serious, less capable, less credible. Once this identity forms, it tends to persist. Opinions are filtered through age. Emotions are interpreted as immaturity. Seriousness is framed as something temporary or performative. Birth order research shows that youngest children often receive more protection. Older siblings already occupy the roles tied to responsibility and competence. To the youngest adapts. They may become entertaining, provocative, highly responsive to attention. Not because they want more, but because attention is the only unclaimed currency. What gets labeled as spoiled is often a strategy for visibility within a fixed system. By the time the youngest arrives, parents are different people. They're more experienced and more fatigued. Rules loosen, reactions soften, interventions decrease. More freedom, less guidance. More autonomy, less monitoring. The assumption becomes, they'll be fine. But psychological development doesn't slow down just because parents are tired. The youngest navigates identity, self-worth, and belonging with fewer corrective conversations and less emotional calibration. When emotional responses are minimized, people adapt. Some internalize restraint, others amplify expression. Some learn to entertain, others learn to disappear. Different strategies, same underlying signal. Over time, this uncertainty disrupts emotional trust. Not only trust in others, but trust in one's own reactions. For the youngest child, nothing happens in isolation. Milestones are familiar. Achievements are contextualized. Struggles are relativized. Everything unfolds against a quiet backdrop of, "We've seen this before." Repeated comparison subtly teaches hierarchy. This isn't as significant. This isn't as difficult. This isn't as urgent. Eventually, experiences stop feeling fully owned. They feel reduced. Many youngest siblings enter adulthood with high social intelligence. They read rooms well, adapt quickly, minimize disruption. But beneath that flexibility lives a quieter uncertainty. Am I being taken seriously? Do my needs justify space? Is my judgment valid on its own? What looks like ease often masks habitual self-reduction. The youngest child isn't spoiled. They're shaped by a system that assigns roles early, relaxes structure late, and assumes resilience instead of verifying it. Being the baby was never a personality trait. It was a position. And positions can be left. Spoiled or struggling. For many youngest children, the struggle was subtle. Not loud enough to disrupt the system, but persistent enough to shape identity. Subscribe to Heal Space for deeper conversations like this.